I told that joke was on BBC Radio 4, and we got a complaint in from the National Gypsy Council. So I wrote back, of course, they've moved on. Islamic fundamentalist sex dolls. Did they blow themselves up? Of course, the big issue these days, big controversial topic, is immigration. People don't want you to talk about immigration anymore, but I don't mind tackling the tough topics. I'll talk about immigration. I know what's going on in this country, yeah? Oh yeah, these Syrians coming over here, taking our Polish people's jobs. I saw a charity appeal recently. It was you know, one of these ones in the paper, a little half page in a paper thing. It said little Zuki has to walk 15 miles every day just to fetch water. And I couldn't help but think, she should move. Come on, Zuki, living in my heart, that's mud by the river. Build again, love. There's nothing tying you down. Here's a frightening fact. If you took all the money that we in the West spend on food in 1 week, you could feed the third world for 1 year. Now, I don't know about you good people, but I can't help feeling we're being overcharged for our groceries. And my job is writing harsh things, right? I write brutal jokes for a living. I can't compete recently with shit I've overheard in the real world. I was in a doctor's surgery, sat opposite these two ladies in their maybe early 60s, and then we were all sat there bored, waiting for our appointments. And one of the ladies, just trying to start a bit of a conversation, not trying to make a big political point, just looked down a copy of the Times newspaper on the coffee table and went, "Stark image of famine on the cover of the paper." She went, "This famine, it's terrible, isn't it?" And her friend, without skipping a beat, went, "Yeah, but they don't get our winters." Then a tiny bit of me, do you think, it does always look something. I had another one. I was in a supermarket car park recently, walking back to my car, overheard these two men having a conversation, which was clearly going to be a fight, but wasn't a fight yet. As I walked by, I just heard one man turn to another and go, "You can't park in a disabled bay, you spastic." My best friend's wife is having a baby. I said to him, "What do you want, a boy or a girl?" He thought about it, he says, "I wanted a blowjob." Really mournful. I get a blowjob off the missus. I don't know if you get this. I don't know if you get a blowjob off my missus. I don't know what your shoe buying budget is. The thing I like about oral sex, I think the thing all men like about oral sex, nothing sexual, ladies, is actually the peace and quiet. If you've ever been going down on a guy and he's gone, "Oh, that is not the sound of his sexual ecstasy, that is not your incredible technique, that is the sound of a man not being asked a question." I've been thinking about adoption. I don't have kids, but if I had kids, I think I'd have them adopted. People criticise Angelina Jolie, but the kid she's adopted, fair trade. I haven't got children, but I have made a start. Bought some puppies and a fan. God, I had a very awkward moment on stage recently when I was doing a show. Someone from right at the back of the room shouted, "You're going to have children?" I said, "That's a perfectly reasonable question, but I don't want to feel bad for asking really, but my girlfriend and I actually can't have children the way we do it." Pornography. I'll come for that later. There's a real gender divide in porn. There's a real gender divide. Like men and women, everyone's looking at porn these days, but in very different ways. Here's a fact: women watch porn films to the end. You know why? To see if they get married. My girlfriend said she didn't get porn. We had a proper, serious, sit-down conversation about it, and she said she didn't get porn. She said, "I don't get porn. I've never really got porn. Why would I want to watch two people have sex?" I said, "Two people." I've looked at so much internet porn, the virus my computer has is HIV. Teenage boys masturbate a lot. When I was a teenage boy, I had a sock called the Dreamcatcher. What is it about being blind that makes you want to walk the dog the whole time? I'll double down. Who picks up guide dog shit? You laugh, but no fucking knows. I saw a guy, I was out recently, I was in the high street near where I live, I saw a guy with a guide dog and a white stick. So I went up to him, I said, you must be blind. He said, tell me something I don't know. I said, there's a tree over there. Be a dick about it. I had a relationship with a blind girl which was rewarding but challenging. Took me ages to get her husband's voice right. Studying history, Canterbury. Is he up to? Very suspicious of him. Is that the bouncer? Hit him in the face. Don't compound me. If there's a fight, I let my fist do the talking. Please don't hurt me. When I was a kid, I wanted to get a tattoo. My parents said I had to get something that didn't matter, so I had it done in Hull. Full disclosure, I'm in Hull, that joke's about Preston. Tell you what I love, I bet you all fucking love it too, the snooze button. Because I tell you what I need after 8 hours sleep, a nap. It's weird when you stop to think about it, isn't it? Because I go to bed sometimes, I'm not that sleepy. I have trouble getting to sleep. The next morning, I'm always fucking exhausted. What was the point of any of that? And I've noticed I've started to talk about sleep like I used to talk about sex. Seriously, you should have seen me last night. Oh, I was at it for 10 hours. Blackout blinds, cotton sheets, that dude, they didn't know what fucking hit it, mate. Does anyone else feel like they're getting old? I feel like I'm getting old. I was watching porn last week and I found myself thinking, oh, that bed looks comfy. I'll tell you what I bought recently, this is a good story. I bought Viagra recently for the first time. And I thought, I didn't have a problem per se, but I thought, fuck it, let's supercharge it for the weekend away. And you can now get over-the-counter Viagra. I thought, over-the-counter? That sounds powerful. Fuck. So it's really, there's a medication like Viagra, even though it's a fun-time medication and all the laughs, but it's a medication, you've got to take that seriously. So I was reading the side of the box of the Viagra they sold me. It said, keep away from children. I thought, well, what kind of a man do they think I am? That can't maintain an erection with a child. I'm not a big fan of the predictive text on the phone. I just think it makes you look like a fucking idiot. When you text a young lady, say you want to put your massive clock in her hair in the aunt. I've got to find out more about this guy. He seems remarkably confident. What's your name, sir? Josh. What do you do, Josh? You're an accountant? Well, where were you when I fucking needed you? It's too little, too late now, Josh. Too little, too late. Are you an accountant? You look fucking 12. What do you mean you're an accountant? Whose accountant are you? An insurance company. Okay, well, you've got to be better than my guy. My guy tries to sell me a fucking shiv. You back? Good, we can continue. When a man changes his status on Facebook from single to in a relationship, I think he should say, under new management. Then what are you drinking? What's that? Cider. Are they selling tins? What kind of a fucking car boot sale is it? What? Really? They're just knocking out tins. Is this gig legal? Have they got a license? Have they just been to the cash and carry and gone, yeah, we'll just get some fucking tins? So, we're selling fucking, what, tin of beer for £1? Not for resale, fuck it. Preston. Of course, women give us the silent treatment because they think it's a punishment. We've got a special name for the silent treatment. We call it peace and quiet. I got into an argument with my girlfriend. Some of you might have had similar rows, especially if you travel a bit. My girlfriend said to me, she said, you treat this house like a hotel. I said, I have never snorted cocaine off a hooker's tits in this house. That is a joke I've never made for sex, which has upset a lot of prostitutes. Sounds well. Oh, it's been ages. Women ask weird questions. Well, in my experience, women have always asked weird questions. My girlfriend asked me recently, she said, which of my friends do you think is prettiest? Well, that's what she said. What I heard was, I fancy a fight. Because I don't know much about women, but I know there is no correct response to the phrase, which of my friends do you think is prettiest? I thought, well, I might as well have fun. I'm going to be in trouble anyway. So I said, when she said, which of my friends do you think is prettiest? I thought, well, Karen is pretty, but Maria does that thing with her tongue. I don't know about you, but I think the best thing about a big, passionate argument with the other half is tumbling into bed together afterwards and lying in cold, grim silence until dawn. Are you asleep? I can't sleep, I'm too full of hate. A couple of weeks ago, I failed to perform sexually. I'm not going to go into details, suffice it to say I arrived early. And my girlfriend said, don't worry, that happens to a lot of men. I said, right, a couple of things. Firstly, who are these lot of men? And secondly, it's happening to more than one of us, don't you think it could be your fault? My girlfriend has fallen asleep during sex before. That is awkward. And not as awkward as the time she woke up during it. Hello, love. You're up early. Yeah, I was just getting on with a little bit of sex, yeah. Make you a cup of tea when I'm finished. That'll help get rid of the taste. I thought it would be romantic to take my girlfriend back to where we first met, but she said, don't make me go back there, Mr. Jimmy, I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll be better. Don't worry about that joke, is that just crazy racism? I think you're allowed to talk about accents and language, that's within the remit of modern comedy. I'll give you an example. I got talking to a North African girl in her native language for hours. We just clicked. And now, this is quite hard to believe, given the kind of comedian that I turned out to be, but I didn't used to talk about sex at all, even with close friends. Very uptight, very repressed about the whole thing. Now, I'll talk to anyone about anything. Here's an intimate detail I might share with the good people present this evening. My girlfriend can't have orgasms during intercourse, but it's not a problem, because I can. I gave my girlfriend an orgasm. She spat it back in my face. It's pretty intimate. When my first girlfriend choked to death, it was a terrible blow. Yeah. I had to finish myself off. My girlfriend used to smoke after sex, so we started using lubricant. I was in bed with a girl recently, she said to me, she said, I want tonight to be magical. And it was. After I fucked her, I disappeared. Well, I've been watching on for about an hour, so we should probably have some sort of break now. A number comes up on the screen during the interval, so you can text me if you have a joke,